Chapter 6, Striking It Rich, or Not. In 1849, a lucky miner might earn $2,000 of gold a day from prospecting, but an average miner only earned between $5 and $30 a day. And everything was expensive in gold country. Boots could cost $20 and wore out fast. 2 eggs might cost $1. A barrel of flour sometimes sold for $40. The average miner's $30 of gold didn't stretch very far. Luck played a big part in who got rich and who didn't. On 2 claims right next to each other, one miner might find gold and the other nothing. You just never knew. John Sutter turned out to be one of the most unlucky people. Within months after the gold strike, his ranch was falling apart. Prospectors stole his cattle and trampled his farm. Feeling desperate, he decided to go prospecting. He hired a crew to help him search for gold. No luck. He lost even more money. Sutter's bookkeeper, however, was far luckier. His name was John Bidwell. In July 1848, he discovered gold along the Feather River, about 90 miles north of Sutter's sawmill. By the end of 1849, he'd found gold worth about $2.5 million in today's dollars. The location of his strike quickly grew into a mining camp of 600 people. It was called Bidwell's Bar. There were other famous finds. Some miners became millionaires almost overnight. 2 brothers named John and Daniel Murphy came to California in 1844 and began prospecting in the Sierra Nevada mountains in 1848. In less than 2 years, they made about $2 million in gold. An Army officer named John Fremont struck it rich too. First, he tried to buy some land near San Francisco. By mistake, he bought land in the Sierra Nevada foothills instead. Fremont was angry about this. Still, he hired a crew of Mexican miners to look for gold on his new land. Soon, 3 sacks arrived at his doorstep. They held 100 pounds of gold, and there was plenty more to come. Stories like these encouraged other miners to keep trying. Everyone hoped to find the mother lode, the main source of all California gold. No one ever found it, because it didn't exist. Instead, there were many gold deposits throughout the Sierra Nevada. Sam Brannan moved to California in 1846 with a group of Mormon settlers. He started the California Star, which was the first newspaper in San Francisco. In 1848, he spread the word about the gold strike at Sutter's sawmill. Then he bought nearly all the iron pans in San Francisco for 20 cents each. He resold them to prospectors to use for gold panning for $8 to $16 each. During 1849, his store at Sutter's Fort made $150,000 a month. He opened more supply stores in nearby towns and bought land in California and Hawaii. He became one of California's first millionaires and one of its first state senators. Miners were always looking for a home-cooked meal. One woman said she made $18,000 selling meat pies to hungry miners. That was a fortune in the 1850s. Other women made as much as $100 a week doing laundry. Back east, women couldn't get well-paying jobs. But in gold country, the rules were different. Any hard worker with a good idea could earn a decent living, even if they didn't go prospecting. Some fabulous tales of riches sounded too good to be true. Still, the stories got passed around. One was about a lake of gold. A man named Thomas Stoddard claimed to have found the lake when he got lost near the Sierra Valley and Downeyville. He said there were chunks of gold lying on its shores. His story spread quickly. Soon, more than 500 miners paid him a fee to guide them to the lake. He tried, but he never could find it again. The men who'd paid him felt tricked, but he sneaked out of camp before they could get back at him. Not everyone who came to California tried to hunt gold. Instead, they found other ways to make money from the gold rush. They started new businesses, they figured out what miners needed, and then they sold it to them. One thing miners needed was sturdy work clothes. A man named Levi Strauss opened a store in San Francisco. Levi's jeans are still sold today. Levi Strauss. Levi Strauss was born in Bavaria, Germany, and moved to San Francisco in 1850. He had a business selling things such as umbrellas, handkerchiefs, underwear, and fabric to small stores throughout the West. These stores then sold the items to miners and settlers. In 1873, he went into business with one of his customers, a tailor named Jacob Davis from Nevada. They made blue denim pants with metal rivets on the pockets and seams. This added strength so the pants wouldn't rip. Denim fabric was made in Nîmes, France. The word denim comes from denim, which means of Nîmes. A similar fabric came from Genoa, Italy. The French word for Genoa is jeans. The two fabrics got confused and the pants became known as jeans. But in the 1800s, miners called the pants waist overalls. They loved the pants because they lasted. Strauss sold them as fast as he could make them.